Okay. Welcome to Timeout with Kevin. This is Fergie Jenkins. He's a three-time NL All-Star, Cy Young Award winner, Hall of Fame class of 91. 31 retired by the Cubs, part of the 3,000 strikeout club, and you're about to have your own statue at Wrigley. So congrats, by the way. So the first question I ask everybody is hardest team you ever had to play against and hardest player you ever had to play against?
Well, probably Pittsburgh because they were in our division. And Roberto Clemente, number 21, was a nemesis from time to time. The odd time Stargell, but I think Roberto, to me and the Pittsburgh Pirates, in my career, facing them were a nemesis.
Yeah, yeah, I bet. So how did you grow up and like what got you like playing baseball? Like what got you jump started in that?
Well, I grew up in Canada, a small town, Chatham, Ontario. And I was a big hockey fan of the Montreal Canadiens. And I always thought that if I worked hard enough, maybe I could become an NHL player and have an NHL career. But the scout that scouted me and ended up signing me with the Phillies, Gene DeJure, he changed my mind about playing hockey and getting more into baseball and especially into pitching. And I was 15, going to be 16 that winter. He wanted me to give pitching an opportunity, which I did. And 2 years later, I signed a pro contract with the Phillies at the age of 18.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So like, who had the most impact on you like growing up? Who would you say?
Well, I had very lucky. I had two parents. My mom and dad were strong advocates of me playing sports and just enjoying myself, having fun. But Gene DeJure was my mentor.
Yeah.
When he came on the scene, he told me that pitching and understanding what the game of baseball is all about would be probably a good occupation for me. He changed my mind about hockey and basketball, and then I got more into baseball.
Yeah. So was hockey your favorite sport growing up, would you say, by far?
Yeah. Yeah. My dad got me skates when I was 4 years old. And I played a lot of hockey. I played until I was 17.
Gotcha.
Although on the advice of Gene, stop hockey, don't get hurt if you're going to sign a pro contract with the Phillies to play baseball. So that's what I did.
Right. So how was it coming straight out of high school and playing like professionally? I know, especially so young and playing against a grown man that's been doing it, for so long. Like, how was that? All that? Like, I know you had to grow up, a lot faster doing that. So how was that experience?
I think because the fact that when I was 16, I was playing senior ball against guys who were 20, 21 years old. Mm-hmm. That was probably one of the factors that helped me in just my thinking about competing against people that were older.
Yeah.
Same thing with hockey. I was playing against some senior players, and I was playing juvenile hockey. So I think that growing up in Canada, getting that opportunity to face individuals that were sometimes 2 or 3 years older than me, a little more experienced, guided me to play professional baseball.
Right. So how long were you in the minors for?
I played 2.5 years in the minors with the Phillies. I signed when I was 18. They brought me up when I was 20, 21 years old.
So how was it like when you got the call finally to move up to the majors? Like how was that experience for you?
Well, in 1965, I got the call was with the Phillies. I was playing in Little Rock at the time, and they brought up Alex Johnson, Pat Corrales, Billy Sorrell, Rick Wise, and myself to join the present ball club in Philadelphia. So I was pretty happy.
Yeah. So I wanted to know, like, describe the day in the life of like a major league pitcher.
Well, as a pitcher and your assignment, especially as a starter, you've got a couple of days to prepare. So I always knew the ball club I was going to face. So I used to go over the starting lineup and probably the first and second pinch hitter or maybe a pinch runner. So the nice thing about it was learning how to cope with the starting lineup and then understanding that if you're going to go out there and pitch and have a long day of pitching, maybe 7, 8, maybe a 9-inning ball game, you have to work at it. You have to know the people you're trying to face. And a lot of times you don't want to pace yourself, but you want to go out there, hitter to hitter, inning to inning, and pretty soon the game is over.
Right. So Man, this is crazy. So what is something like your best advice that you've gotten when you got to the league? I know being such a kid still.
Well, I think the number one thing is you got to do your homework,
Yeah,
and you got to practice. You got to work at it, and by far you have to be patient because nothing's going to come easy.
right.
Uh, and it wasn't easy in my part, although I love the game and I enjoy playing it. The game doesn't come easy, but you got to put the work in, the time to make yourself better.
Yeah. Yep. So out of all the accolades that I read off that you have, I couldn't get all, all of them on there. What what's one of your favorites? What's one of your favorite accolades that you have?
Well, the accolades, oh,
Yeah.
probably winning this. I was the first Cub to win the Cy Young in 1971, and I won 24 games that year. I really pitched well. I had 30 complete games. I hit a couple of home runs to help myself win some ball games, but I had great teammates.
Yeah.
Ernie Banks was my roommate.
That's,
Billy Williams, Ron Santo, Glenn Beckert. All these guys were a big factor. Randy Hundley was my catcher most of the games. So I think that putting all the combinations of players together gave me that opportunity to have a really spectacular year of winning 24 ball games and winning the Cy Young.
that's crazy. Ernie Bank. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Man, that's crazy. So fast forward, a little bit. So retirement's kind of coming up. Like how did you know that it was time? And what were your plans post retirement once you got out?
Well, the biggest thing is when I decided to retire at the age of 40, pretty much when the hitters catch up to you, it's time to retire and go home.
Yeah.
Because every individual deserves an opportunity to play, and when the younger players come up, I think that they know it's time to put aside what you did because your career is long. I played almost 21 years in baseball, 18 years in big leagues. It was pretty much time to hang it up and go home.
Right. So I know that you played with the Globetrotters. So how did all that kind of come about? You playing, after when the off season came around.
Well, Joe Enzovino is the marketing individual with the Globetrotters, and their downtown office back in the 60s was on Michigan Avenue. He came out to the ballpark and asked me if I was going to go back to Canada, would I like to tour with the Globetrotters and be the being the individual pitcher that gave up a home run each night to Meadowlark Clement. So I had a chance to go to the office, meet Meadowlark, Curly Neal, Jackie Jackson, Leon Hilliard, a lot of the backbones, Showboat Hall, all these guys with the Globetrotters. And I joined them that winter in October of 67. I played 3 seasons, 67, 8, and 9 during the winter.
That's so crazy. Oh my goodness. That's the backbone of the Globetrotters.
They had some great players, Jackie Jackson, Mel Davis, Geese Osby. There was only 11 guys on that particular squad, and I was the 12th. And I got a chance to perform in the third quarter each night, giving up the home run to Meadowlark. I was in the referee skit. I think the Around the World, the figure 8. And I played like 15 minutes each night.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. So for people obviously not too many people make the majors, and stuff. So can you tell us some things that people don't see behind the scenes that they only see on TV, like how, just being in MLB, working out, how is all that? I know it's probably mentally exhausting and physically, can you touch a little bit on that?
Well, the biggest thing is pitching is a mental part of the game alongside with the physical part of it. I never had a sore arm. I pitched, went out there and performed. But what's nice is you have to earn your way. And it all started in Class D ball, where I started at the age of 18. I went from D to A to Double A, a short period of time in Triple A in the 2.5 seasons with the Phillies, and got a chance to get to the big leagues. And then I tried to be consistent. And I didn't want to go back to minor leagues. Minor leagues they're not happy. You don't make any money in the minor leagues.
Right.
And the travel's bad. You travel on buses where compared to the planes in the major leagues, first class hotels, meal money, the salaries are much better. But the hard work that you put in the minor leagues gave me that opportunity to get to the big leagues, and I didn't want to go back to the minor leagues. So it takes hard work, and you have to have good individuals behind you. I had good defense, good offense. So a lot of the things that I did, it's not an individual thing. You have to have good teammates behind you.
Right, right. So I seen that you hit 13 home runs. That's pretty good. So what was your idea at the plate once you got off of pitching to hitting? What was kind of like your mentality there?
Well, I was signed as a pitcher first baseman, but didn't get the opportunity to play any first base. But playing ball in Canada, sandlot ball, I was a pretty good hitter. Mm-hmm. And I think that was one factor that helped me perform more in the big leagues. When I went to the plate, I wasn't afraid to swing at certain pitches. Right. And if Drysdale was pitching against me, Seaver, Carlton, Gibson, I went up there. I didn't have fear of trying to put the bat on the ball. And this is the reason why I was able to hit as well as I did.
Mm-hmm. So who's your first home run hit off of?
I hit the first home run off Don Sutton.
Ooh, that's
my second home run I hit off Tom Seaver.
Oh, that was some good.
So, I mean, these guys are going to challenge you, pitcher to pitcher. So when I seen that fastball, I wasn't about to let it go by.
Right.
I was very to put good wood on the ball.
Yeah, I feel you. So it's time for the bonus questions.
All right.
Oh, wait, before that, I want to ask you, before the bonus question, I want to ask you, who are some of your favorite players to watch now?
I like to, the Cubs just got a couple of players back. Jake Arrieta came back. Trout with the Angels, very good player. So is I think Albert Pujols, even though he's a little older, he's 41 years old, he still performs really well. Tatis with San Diego. There's so many good players that are performing right now. Rizzo, Bryant with the Cubs. I think that baseball's in a good position. Yeah. They've got good players playing, and I think many of because when I signed, there was only 16 teams, and as I played, teams came on. Yeah, more franchises were developed. There's 30 teams now, so you look at there's well over 700 and some major league ball players playing. So every ball club has good players. So It's always good to watch to see what's going on. Right.
So here's the bonus question. I just want to know. Bonus question. So favorite things to do right now?
I love to fish. In the winter months, I love to hunt, and I love playing golf.
Oh. And second question is, if you could have dinner with 3 people, who would it be? Anybody you can think
of. Denzel Washington.
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right. Probably Michael Jordan. And probably Charles Barkley. See how funny he really is. Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley. So my third one, this is a long one. So ultimate lineup.
For an all-star team?
Yeah.
All right. Johnny Bench catching. Willie McCovey at first. Glenn Becker, second base. Shortstop, probably Alex Rodriguez. Ooh. Third base, Mike Schmidt. And the outfielder, these guys were in the outfield my first all-star game. Willie Mays in center, Hank Aaron in left, Roberto Clemente in right.
What? Wow.
And if you can't win with that lineup, something's wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong. Something's wrong with you. Man. But hey, I want to thank you for this. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Kevin. I enjoyed it.
So I'm gonna let you know when I post it and get everything ready. So
all right, sounds good. All right.
So much.
All right, Kevin. You take care.
You too.